Hi, this is Matt's Rundown. If you enjoy movie reviews and trailer reactions, well, you're at the right place. So want to subscribe and hit the like button down below.
Today we're going to be reviewing Masters of the Universe Revelation Part 1.
In Masters of the Universe Revelation, we travel back to the land of Eternia and continue the story of our favorite characters from the 1983 classic.
So looking at the good. In Masters of the Universe Revelation, the animation is really cool. The fight scenes are very well done. All the characters look very cool. Because it's several years after the first one, you kind of see them a little grown up. And it works very well. Like, they've reimagined them slightly. And it's very cool.
Yeah.
I like Man-at-Arms, looks epic. Even Teela, I like the design of Teela. This complaint, she's too butch and that, but everybody in that show is hyper-muscular. So Teela is also a little hyper-muscular.
She should be.
Yes, she's an adventurer, so sure. It's not like she's He-Man size, but it's very cool. It's all done very well. I like how they've imagined the characters. It works for me.
I also like the fact that the animation is they were quite congruent with the pictures and the drawings.
Yes.
Because if something happens in one scene, then you can actually see an effect later on.
When somebody gets injured, the injury follows through. And yeah, you can see the scars or the repercussions of said injury. So it's cool. It's well done.
It was quite bright. I liked how colorful it was. And even though it was more modern than the old one, it still stayed true to the feel.
Yes. Particularly the first episode. Like the first episode, I felt like we just stepped out of the 80s version, almost into this one, with updated graphics, but the colors, everything was almost exactly what I would have expected. And then it started to change a little bit as the story got a bit more adult.
Yeah.
And in saying adult, it's made for us who watched the classic when we were kids, but it's also good for kids. I think kids would enjoy this a lot.
A good introduction.
Yeah.
Especially the first episode. I like the way they introduced the characters. It was very subtle. Not that like direct, almost talking to the character introduction. It was way more part of the story.
Yes. And they had a lot from the original. They had the one-liner quips and, I mean, yeah, He-Man picked up heavy stuff and threw it. Everybody was who they were supposed to be. I thought it was awesome. And the voice acting cast was stellar. Everyone from Sarah Michelle Gellar as Teela to Mark Hamill as, not the Joker, but Skeletor reminded me very much of his Joker takes, which, you had a couple of Game of Thrones actors thrown in there. Everybody was really just top-notch. It was awesome.
I liked that quite a bit. I also liked the fact that they went into a lot more depth into some of the characters that you wouldn't necessarily have looked at in the 1983 version.
Yeah.
Because they were very secondary characters. For example, evil-lyn. You saw a lot about her, and her character developed quite a lot in this. Yeah. I was surprised. And obviously Orca, Teela, and Roboto also, they explored their characters quite a lot. You actually liked the characters.
Yes.
Even the bad guys.
Even Beastman was like, okay, I kind of get what his motivations are. And in the beginning, the 80s version, you don't really know what Beastman's motivation is. So he's working for Skeletor. That's good enough. Even evil-lyn, in the 80s, she was just evil. She wanted to backstab Skeletor. Now there's actual depth to her character. It's very cool.
She was really interesting. I was surprised how much I liked her character.
And then I know there's a lot of complaints about the direction the story took. And honestly, one of the negatives for me has to do with this. But overall, the story's good. It's a good Masters of the Universe story.
Yeah.
And it's a logical progression as well. It's not out there.
And it's fast-paced. It's not like so slow that it feels like you're watching a soapy. It actually feels like it progresses quite well.
Yes. So then that takes us to the bad. And I mentioned I enjoyed the story, but what I really would have loved is a significant amount more He-Man in the show. Like, I really missed having He-Man leading the show. Take nothing away from Teela, strong character, did a really good job, and drove the narrative forward very well. But I could have used a bit more He-Man.
Yeah.
The end was great, but the repercussions of the end, no spoilers, I'm worried about where it's going to go.
Yeah.
yeah, that's it. I'm just worried, and that's bad. I don't want to be worried about it.
I'm not worried. I'm more interested to see where it goes from here.
And I think my last real complaint is I really would have liked the 80s theme song to be thrown in there somewhere. Just, even if it was like cut off at some point or hinted at or modernized or something. Because Tila at one stage says, "Do you remember the tune?" kind of thing. And he says, "Cool, I do, and by the power of Grayskull." But would it be nice to maybe have the tune there?
A little bit more oomph.
A little bit more nostalgia. Overall, it's a really good start and a good reintroduction to the characters. A good trip back to Eternia. I hope they do a lot more with it. And I'm actually excited to see the future of this because it could be really, really good.
In terms of ratings, I would give it a 7.
And I'm going to give it an 8.
So these are the 7.5, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
And then I think anyone who watched the series in the 80s or 90s when they were kids will probably really enjoy watching it now. Because I think it stayed true enough.
Yes.
And like you were saying earlier, a younger generation can also watch it because there's enough of an introduction and it's modern enough that I think people will still enjoy it.
Definitely. So let us know in the comments down below. If you've watched Masters of the Universe Revelation, which character from the original that wasn't in it would you like to see in the part 2?
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.
See you later.